Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're passionate about creating and getting all of that great top-notch information that you collect online, turning into courses, you're in for a treat today. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at some of the open tabs from yesterday, and these are tabs. The tools that I'm going to show you are ones that are really taking and allowing you a really much easier way to capture and curate the content that you find on a regular basis and use it to create course content or content that we can use as content creators to educate, teach online. So first up, we're going to be taking a look at a tool called Obsidian, which is a super sleek note-taking tool that adds a real interesting graphic element. After that, we're going to be taking a look at Notion. And these two are connected, and they're connected by what I'm currently using, which is a traditional mind mapping tool called XMind. So I'm going to show you how those all fit together and how we can create course content with them and content for our business and our education business. And then after that, I'm going to show you another tool that I think you'll love. And what that one's about is taking text-heavy content that you've collected or that you're using as course content or how you're teaching it and taking that and turning it into graphics. So that supplements your content. So we'll take a look at that one at the end. And also make sure to stick around the end because you don't want to, you want to make sure that you get some of the last kind of tips here that we have on why this is all important and some of the additional things that you can do with it. So why don't we get started right now? And I'll just open up one of the browsers here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, first of all, why this is kind of important and what's happening and why I'm opening up these tabs and why you might want to as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go open a page right now. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'll drag it over. And this is directly from XMind. And let me just see if we can see that one. Okay. So we got a tool called XMind here. And this actually, this is available for download, this blueprint. This is the education business blueprint. I have it available, the links below. But this is the actual entire build a business, an education business. It's everything you need to know. And right now, if I take a look in the bottom of this different one right now, let me go and open another one here. This isn't the one I wanted to show you. I'll close that one. And I'm going to save the little changes here. What I'm going to do is I'll bring another one over to you. Let's bring this one over. Here's the better one that I wanted. This one right here, this is the Training Site Campus Blueprint, Education Business Blueprint. And if you take a look at this here, and there's 9 steps that are here. But if you go through it, these are all notes or ideas that I put together, pieces that are important, that are part of, that get talked about in any of the courses that we've done. I'm just going to do, we'll do 100% just so you can see it. That's 80% right now. Might be able to see a little better. But if I go through this and I take a look, for example, I've got 8 points, but all of these individual pieces are information that are important in the course or the program that I'm teaching. And right now, when I'm doing this, I'm creating it all with a mind map, all the syllabus, all the course information's here. Highly recommend that. The problem becomes is if I want to break this down and take a look at, for example, payment and delivery rules for when you're adding your course content and how to set that up. That could be a mini course or a micro course. So right now, there's no link to this to go to the other piece. It's a big picture view. And I've got in an outline mode here, I'll open this up. We've got 289 points, and each of these points may have additional information on them. So there's a ton of information that you could know. Doesn't mean you absolutely have to know about it, but I'm trying to organize it so that I'm in a position to be able to connect all of the dots. So I've got the visual aspect of it, but I don't have the text part of it. I don't have the ability to kind of connect the text part. And that's where the first tool comes in. I mentioned Obsidian. I'm going to show that one second. The one that a lot of times people end up using, and I'll open this back up now, is you're going to go and see, you'll hear the word Notion, for example, is a tool. And then Obsidian is the other one. So we've got a mind map and then these other note-taking tools. And these are ones that you can download to your Mac or your PC. They're actual apps, and I'll show that to you in a second. Let me just go open up one here. Let me just open one here. Okay, so this one's called Notion. You can look at Notion right now. This particular one is, in my opinion, great. It's an absolutely great tool, but what, for me, it focuses on is the text portion. You can put tables, you can put graphics, you can embed stuff, but for the most part, it's about collecting and curating your text. It doesn't have a way to actually go and visually connect them, again, in my opinion. And you can see we've got docs, wikis, projects. There's actually a calendar to keep track of to-dos. You can, use this as a project management tool. It collects everything, and it's great at that. I'll open up an account in a minute. Lots of people use it. It's pretty inexpensive, and you can see that, it's by sprint, lunchtime. It's not necessarily mapping things together like a mind map, but it's great at managing all of this great content. All sorts of different ways of doing it. Engineering, marketing, operations, HR, all put together in a really great way to do this. There's tons of people using this. Again, highly recommended if you like a text focus. And they've got at the bottom here, if you look down, you can see there's all sorts of additional pieces or integrations or parts or tools. The one that's really nice for us as course creators or content creators is they have a web clipper as well. And what that allows you to do is just exactly what you want, is you can pick stuff in your browser and clip it out and add it to your Notion and organize it. Again, super tool. So let's take a look inside. You'll see what it actually looks like. There's my Notion calendar. There's one there that's all of the events or stuff that I do in my projects will get updated on my calendar. That's one that we're using just in the test site, and it's connected to my Google Calendar as well. So nicely integrated. You can have stuff show up in your to-do items in Notion, have it show up on your live calendar. So let me just close that one. And let's log in, and I'll actually show you a site. So let's do this one here. Let's do this one. I'm going to go and we'll use my Google account that we did before, and I think I'm logged in with this one. There we go. So there's an example of inside a Notion, and you can see that we've got projects, for example, different projects that we can create. What are the different to-do lists, for example, projects, any kind of stuff that's there. This isn't one that I wanted to open, but hey, it's here. Actually, let me go and see if we can log out, and I'm going to log out. I'm going to open the other account because I think it's a little more detailed for us. I think this one's here. Make sure we're in the right place. Oh, and it's sending me a verification code, of course. So I'll open this up on the other page, and hopefully we'll have it so that we can see it. There we go. And I'm going to do my verification code. Now this is, these are ones, of course, there's different ways to sign up with it. Once you're signed up, you're going to be in. Create new account. I didn't want to do that. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh, let's try this one. And of course, this is live, and it never works the way you want to. So I'm going to go back to the other one just because I was logged in and it's not doing it right now. So to-do list approach today. So this is just the interface for it. I wanted to show you that it's here. But when we're looking at this, the thing that it's all text-based, right? A lot of tables, connected tables, but not a visual way to do it. Now, this is the website I logged in. It's also an app that's available for you. So you can certainly do that. There is some open accounts that you can kind of play around with, and it's relatively inexpensive. So on this one, if we go just to the pricing, you can see there is a free version, and then you're looking at $8 per month billed annually. So, $100 and you're basically in for the year. And you've got a ton of stuff that you can do with it to really control and curate your content. So that's one to look at. The next one is, and this is why I kind of opened this up or additional tab, is There's another tool called Obsidian, and Obsidian, I think, came out after Notion, and it's really, in my opinion, it's getting more popular for one particular reason. If you think of Notion and you think of XMind, this is what Obsidian is. Just playing around with it, what you'll see is that you'll see that you have the ability to do same thing as in Notion, where you're doing tables and charts and connecting information and organizing it and curating it. But the part that's great for me is, you're going to see in a second when I open it up for you, is it allows you to create visual maps of how these pieces are connected together. So it's like having XMind, where you have the mind map and all these bullet points and the layouts of all the points that you want to talk about, syllabus, that kind of thing. But if you have notes for those individual sections, you can look at the map and then you have direct access to the notes that you've curated. So it's not in your head. It's hard to put notes into the mind map, especially if they're detailed notes and you've got a lot of them. This one allows you to connect all those mind maps together, so you have a big picture and you can quickly go to the small detailed part of it. So let me just go and open this one up. So I'm going to open up Obsidian, and you can see, here's a good example just on the image. So we've got the notes, we've got the text that's associated with the notes, but you can also see that there's a visual graph of it. Same idea that you're doing, connecting the links, graphing everything together, and you can create canvases that are, think of it, your desk, right? And you've got chunks of paper on your desk. This allows you to pile them together and show that how they're connected as well. And again, there's a whole bunch of plugins or extensions that allow you to do this. And because it's an app, you can actually start for free here. And one of the things you can do is there's a small upgrade, and it allows you to sync and share it. They also have a publisher so that you can actually publish these and make some of them public. And I'm going to show you one other thing here. Just on the bottom here is plugins. And right now the community, you can see 1,600 plugins. And what this allows you to do is, for example, YouTube templates, YouTube summarizers, image layouts, YouTube links, thumbnails, all of the things that are specific, in this case, to YouTube. We've now got a whole bunch of additional plugins that allow us to do that. So really cool tool. That one's called Obsidian. I'll open that one up. I think I got one open here just so you can see just what we're playing around with, or what I was playing around with. Let me pull this one over so you can see it. So again, here's one that I installed just to play around with it. And if I look, for example, on open tabs, and on this one, I'm just playing with some notes. These are ones that were on a video that we did yesterday. And you can see that we can start putting and creating notes and adding all these notes. But at any time, what I want to do is I want to say, okay, that's great. I've got my notes. How do I actually get them connected? And you can open the graph view, and then you can start connecting these, as well as you can see how we've got the welcome, create a link. If we need to connect this particular piece to another piece, we can. And on this one, let me just go canvases. This is the one here where we have a canvas. We can create a canvas. Let's open this one here. I think there. So we've got the open tabs one, and what I can do is I can start adding pieces to it. I don't have one of those yet, so let me add another note or another card, and I can put these in and start adding cards to it and controlling them. So those are kind of ways to organize your content and allow you to create visually represented curated content, which is great for creating videos, but also creating all of your courses. So you're probably wondering, okay, James, that's great. I got it. There's a couple things here for organizing my content. I have a whole bunch of text content. What else can I do with it? Well, I'm going to share one other additional tool with you today. And why this one is kind of cool, I'll tell you a little bit of a story of how it got important to us personally in my business. Is a lot of times we create courses that are for certifications that have to, the certifications are from, for example, a state board, an association. And if you're teaching the courses, you have to make sure that the course follows the curriculum and the content that is actually put out by the association, the state, the licensing body, what have you. And the majority of that content, when you get it, it's like a PDF or a textbook, and it's like, blah, really boring content. And you may be wondering, okay, how can I actually take that content that I have and make it good for learning, make it so it's visually represented as well as text represented, so that people remember it and they can visually either have a takeaway from it other than the text that's in a lesson and a quiz, but really give them a solid idea of how they can remember, and more importantly, have it as a resource externally of the course that they can use on a regular basis. So here's the one I just want to share with you today. This one is called Piktochart. It's another tab that we opened. And if I'm not mistaken, they do have a free one. Yeah, they have a pricing one, which is a free level as well. And think of this one as a Canva tool, but it's a Canva tool that specializes in infographics and visual representations of information. And these are ones that you can take a look at your text that you have for your copy, the text that you have in Obsidian, the text that you have in Notion, the way you've got stuff connected in the processes in your mind maps, and you can go, okay, great. What I want to do now is, let's go back, and I want to create infographics from it. So this one's kind of neat. So really, really simple. They got all sorts of templates that are set up. Allows you to export to PDFs and additional things that can be used for lead magnets when you've got your courses. They even have, in this one now, they even have the ability to take videos, and similar to Descript, which is another tool that I've talked about, it allows you to actually edit your videos and the text that you have in the videos and change formats, for example, from a portrait to landscape, and quickly create your videos again from the text that you're using to create the infographics. So let me just open one up and we'll take a look at some of the templates. Again, this is a free one to join, and I believe they have a trial for the paid one, so you can get in and play around. And let's take a look here. Let me log in and we'll see what happens on this one. And of course, I hope I'm logged in on this one like I wasn't on the previous one. Do I have an account on this? There we go. There's one. So let's take a look at templates. We've got infographic templates. There are tons of them that we can use, and similar to Canva, well, in one respect, there's a lot more templates here than there are Canva. That's one of the things. Second thing is that similar to Canva, you can also have your brand colors, brand images up, and be able to apply those quickly. And they have a lot of really great different kinds of infographics that are similar. So anything, for example, that you're doing comparisons between ones, or here's a good example one for a preview where you have do's and don'ts. So any of the things that you might be doing in a quiz, something that you might be showing as things that are allowed or things are not allowed in the course content that you're created, that's kind of a neat one to look at. Again, different ones versus ones, back and forth. Again, some really sharp ones. And this has a simple editor, just like all the other ones that you might find on Canva. It's just that they've got some additional pieces that I think are far better looking than the ones you'll find in Canva. And the ones that I'm a big fan, of course, are process ones, because we're doing marketing and learning ones, which tend to have a process when you're teaching an outcome. So these ones are kind of nice, as well as the process and timelines. They've got a ton of timeline ones, again, that are all sharp and allow you to do that. Diagrams, charts, graphics. We've even got certificates for our courses, a lot more to choose from. So this is a tool that I highly recommend, one of the open tabs that we did. If you're spending time putting all of that content together that is boring and you want to turn it into great course content. So those are the three tabs that we have. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about some more tabs, but here's what I want you to do at this point. Think about how I kind of use these to take what I'm curating, what I'm collecting, turning it into great course content and or videos as you're marketing it. Again, these are all ones that can get started for free. Couple quick reminders before we finish off for today. Just make sure to join the community at trainingsites.io. And if you look below, you're going to see a link to the community, but also links to that education business blueprint where you get the big map where you can print it out and look and see all the different pieces are included. Not to overwhelm you, of course, but understand there's a lot to learn. And if you're serious about starting, building, and growing your education business, it's there. And if you've liked the video, you like these open tabs, the podcasts we do on a regular basis, I'd love it if you did the like and subscribe stuff, of course, to grow the channel and ask what you want us to look at, or if you have an open tab to suggest, I'd love to hear from it. So take care, expect the best. We'll see you tomorrow.